Hello.
Oh!
Enjoying your wine, Will?
Yep.
Good sippies?
Drinking it in.
Just savoring the moment.
Ooh, it's tasty.
Hey? What? Oh, man.
Yeah, you guys.
I think I have one more week post-election and being smug, and then it should probably wear off. I'm down to the last little vestiges. Hopefully this is the last purging of being like, yeah, take that, Republicans. Not that, like, I'm even an American or capable of voting in the election. I'm just a Canadian who's subjected to the American economy without a vote.
Right.
So, like, I'm angrier.
Yeah, my
fair.
thoughts on the election are that the past week has been really mentally tolling on me, and I don't think I have any sort of sense of self left. And B, I just want to go back to not super having to worrying about it.
Also,
Yeah.
didn't all of that stuff literally just happen during the middle of your reading week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get anything done over reading week. I know everything to do.
It's going to be a kick right to the productivity.
Oh, well, yeah, well, good news is it's not like I was ever productive anyway, so this is kind of just par for the course, but...
Win-win. There we go.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nothing. You always think oh man, reading week, I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to get so ahead on things. And it just never happens.
Nope. I never thought I was going to ever be productive during a reading week. I knew.
You just sleep in.
Yeah, the only time I've ever been productive during reading week is when I'm trying to relax during reading week.
Yeah.
At the one time that you end up getting stuff done and not relaxing.
This is
Which is unfortunate because by the time you're devoting yourself to relaxing during reading week, you've probably already put a lot of chips down. So it's like...
The other fun thing is that I don't think I can function without some level of stress. When I got back on Monday and looked at the stuff I had to do and saw there was a lot of it, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, stress is a definite motivator in my life.
I think what you really got to do, or what I've had to do anyway, because I'm the same way, is you just got to push that stress back a little bit. You got to be like, oh no, the thing is due a week from now, better get started.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at that. I try to do that, but I can't trick myself. I'm like, oh, I know that I have 3 days to do it. If I start something 3 days before it's due, that's good for me.
It was so liberating getting out of school because it's you go from that constant wait to being every morning having that dilemma of going, oh shit, I need to do everything at work. And then after 5 or 6 p.m. you go, oh, and that was work. And then it just happens at 9 a.m. again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, is Heather's a good musical?
Heather's? Yeah.
Heather's?
Okay,
Familiar.
I haven't listened to the whole musical and I haven't watched the musical, but there are some really good songs in it.
Is that the song where it's I wish your dad was good, I wish parents understood, and then the guy blows up the school or some shit?
Oh no, that's
Les Miserables?
No. It's with the edgy guy and they kill. Oh no, that is Heather's. Right. Totally, 100%. That's Heather's.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh no, edgy guy. He kills that one bitch. Oh, the bitch is Heather. Right.
Anyway, I watched a video on YouTube about how the Paramount made a Heathers, and it was bad because they thought all the Heathers should be minorities. Now it's just white people killing. And they're wow.
What to know way more about this than to hear oh yeah, and then Paramount was let's make people minorities, and they kill them. You can't just drop that on us out of nowhere. That sounds sus as hell.
Okay, so give a brief summary.
What would be better, Will? What would be better? Paramount is going to introduce minorities into Heather. Who's killing who?
Yeah,
because ideally, it's an even split.
I'm saying this because I don't want to hear someone going, oh, and then Paramount introduced minorities. It's that sounds like racist uncle rhetoric. Let's get some context.
Yeah. Okay. So, brief summary of the plot of Heathers. There's 3 Heathers. They're the popular girls. Pretty, rich, all the stereotypes.
Bitches got
Free
it.
of Heather.
Big boobs.
Out the Baps.
Yeah.
All those
So,
baps.
and then there's protagonist 1, who is girl, who is, I want to be like Heather's. I want to be pretty. Why am I so bullied? And then there's protagonist 2, who is, why am I so bullied? I'm edgy boy. So edgy girl and edgy boy kind of end up sort of together, like they're, doing the thing. And then protagonist 1, girl, is like, Heather's, can I be part of your group? And they're like, sure. And then they backstab her. And then she ends up killing one of them.
Mm.
And then the edgy boy is like, oh, we should also kill these 2 guys. Just get them out of the way. Don't worry about it. And so they do. And then she's like, wait a minute, should we not be killing people? And he's like, oh no, we should kill more people. And then he's like, let's go blow up the school with everybody in it. Doesn't that sound like a good, fun time? And she's like, no.
Not particularly. I don't find that particularly enjoyable.
Yeah,
and then she sings a song that has that line in it.
Yeah, and then she sings a song, and he's like, they're keeping us apart. We gotta be together. We're meant to be together. I'm gonna go blow up the school. And then he goes to blow up the school, and she's like, oh, I gotta stop him from blowing up the school. And then he dies.
So, like, when the Paramount version came in, they basically decided to have a whole bunch of woke representation as the people who get murdered in the middle of the play.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice and wholesome. Like, when they, for example, decide to give people gay characters and representation and immediately kill them as punishment for gay.
Yeah, but this time it's like, oh, but now it's cool to be a minority. So that's why the popular kids are minorities, and all the white kids are like, oh, beans.
I hate people. Let's kill them.
Wow, that was a bad idea.
When you're so tone deaf that you just actively sabotage what you're trying to do, that's a whole level.
Yeah.
But that, honestly, Heather's is a good musical. It's got some real bops.
Real bops? Maybe
It's
I'll
got
look into
real
it.
bops.
It's certainly catching my interest based on how dumb it sounds.
Speaking of dumb, I watched Supernatural for a little while. I don't know if you did. It went on for 10 too many seasons.
Okay,
Fuck
there's something
yeah.
going on with Supernatural right now. What's going on with Supernatural right now?
Okay, so all you need to know is this. If you want to watch Supernatural, I genuinely recommend it as a very good show up to season 5. And then at the very, very end of season 5, there's a last-minute plot twist that basically is where the show becomes trash. So it's genuinely pretty good. And one of the big things is that you have Sam and Dean, they're brothers, and they're like wandering around. And it's one of those like CW style, like they find queer teens who are desperately starved for any kind of representation and go, oh, we can string them along with a shoestring of vague gay suggestion for so much money forever. And that's exactly what they do with so many things like Supernatural, Doctor Who, Sherlock. Like, if Tumblr likes it, it's probably because there's a certain bit of queer baiting in it.
Doctor Who does not have that much queer baiting in it.
That is very true. Doctor Who has much more actual
Doctor
content
Who would
and less
genuinely just be like, all right, this dude's gay, and he's going to go flirt with that guy. Like, Jack Harkness in itself is just big gay energy. Because he'll just fuck anything that moves.
Point being, a very popular ship, a gay one, is Destiel, which was Dean, one of the two brothers, and Castiel, who's an angel that joins the team for various misadventures later on.
Yes.
And basically, in the last episode, they confirmed the ship of Dean and Castiel by Castiel going, basically, Dean, I'm gay and I love you, and then Dean going, I'm sorry, I don't feel the same, and Castiel going, well, I'm an angel, so I'm not allowed to love gay, and then Castiel dies. And so it was basically just like...
Wait, he gets sent to hell for being gay?
Pretty much.
Then why did he say it?
I thought that was a joke. I thought the joke was that he was going to hell for unrelated reasons, and he was like, I should probably confess my love to Eugene before I die.
No, so that's why Tumblr's mad right now.
No, they should 100% be mad because literally, I loved Supernatural when it first came out. I enjoyed it right up until they introduced angels, and then when they introduced angels, I was like, oh, I don't like this anymore because now you've confirmed a religion.
Like it's also funny.
If you want to talk about jumping the shark and you want to do a monster / mythology based thing, they start out really, really good by being grounded. Like they have individual haunted houses, individual monsters, and they're specifically just going after urban legends. Great content.
Great, so goddamn good.
But they basically confirm Christianity as supernatural canon, which
that threw me off. When you have when you have like Native American folklore and like a whole bunch of just folk tales, like you get the Wendigo, you get Bloody Mary, you get a whole bunch of different shit, and then like season 4 or 5, they're just like angels exist, God exists. Christianity is the only fucking way. And it's just like, so literally everything else that we've been discussing right now doesn't fucking matter.
But the thing with Christianity is it's monotheistic and there's a strict hierarchy. So basically what they did was they introduced it and they jumped the shark. Because if you're trying to tell a story, there is a strict max power level now. And the moment that you introduce, I'm working with an angel, you literally went to number 2, like, out of 1. You're in second place. You have one more level until you've just broken the power level. Yeah.
And what they were doing before is supernatural
I'm guessing at some point they go directly to God himself, right?
They speak to their manager.
I don't know. I stopped watching after a while. It just...
The fun thing about the SCP universe is that at one point in an alternate reality, they contain like the Abrahamic God, but they don't explain anything. It's just brought up as someone's like, yeah, things got pretty crazy after we contained God. And someone's like, what? He's like, don't ask me how we did it. Don't ask me why. Well, we did it.
I want to see the SCP Containment Breach game version where God is one of the things that gets out.
Well, good news. It's look up Site 13. There's a whole story basically about what fucking happens when God gets out.
Let me guess. The moment he is released, everything dies. Everything dies.
Well, it's much worse than that. But yeah, it's very fun.
It's much worse than that, but it's very fun.
It's very, very fun.
Very fun, yeah.
Very fun.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You can't have... Like, imagine if the X-Files was like, and then we went and saw Jesus. It's like that.
Jesus told us.
It's like that.
There has to have been an X-File.
Oh, there's 100%. There's 100% a religious X-Files. There's 100% a religious episode of X-Files. But the thing with X-Files is they never prove anything.
I feel like this is the moment where we have to pull the rabbit hole alarm and go, how deep are we down this? How much further are we gonna go before we like clipboard it up here?
Don't let me plunge into the X-Files rabbit hole, because X-Files is like I feel like X-Files is one of the last shows that got away with like both trying to have a plot and also just being horribly inconsistent. Like Mr. Fox, he wrestles a fucking vampire to the ground and ties him up with like a lamp cord in one episode, and then in another episode, just a random thug hits him over the head, and he's like, "Oops, I guess I'm bad at wrestling now." And
TV was changed the moment that you had like home video and PVRs, basically, because from then, like the technology changes, and you have different ways of like streaming and accessing shows and getting DVDs or whatever. But like, the X-Files was basically the last hurrah of shows where it's like you couldn't assume someone caught the last episode.
Yeah.
So it's like they're trying to do this, but they also have to go, maybe you missed a week. So it's so weird watching it in the modern day because the plot takes like twice as long.
Yeah.
And there's so much wacky shit, but every episode is so much better contained.
Oh, yeah.
Episodes are episodes. You can tell when they're going to start and end. It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, man. X-Files. It's not. I wouldn't say it's good, but I did enjoy it.
Should be clipboard.
I was going to say, you can say that you enjoy it. That is your right.
One thing about media, I finally understood the idea of the medium is the message when I saw a picture of a depiction of Jesus' crucifixion displayed in Mountain Dew and Coke bottles in a shopping mall.
Was the Coke the blood? Or was it the cross? What?
Well, the cross was the Mountain Dew, I'll tell you that.
I thought you were going to say Piss Christ. Also, apparently the dude who made Piss Christ, super religious. Like, actually really devout.
Wait, made what?
Huh.
There is a sculpture that has become somewhat contentious in recent times, especially amongst the religious right, called Piss Christ. And it's like Jesus on the cross, like a picture frame size crucifix submerged in piss. And like the religious right hates it because they don't understand art and it's Jesus Christ submerged in piss. But like from what I've understood, apparently like the symbology of it is meant to be very much like from the religious right perspective of like, look at what society is doing, and it's just like,
yikes.
You know what? The guy who made that is his right. And that is now his property.
Yikes.
If only there was a clipboard that could tell us more.
yeah, like that's
the best we're gonna get. Roll.
the amount of woof that we're getting is the value that art provides to society is going, okay, let's think about this here. So do you smell the reek?
All the time.
Do you smell the reek of the loathsome bridge troll? That's the smell of all rights and no responsibilities. This one's peculiar, though. Doesn't live under the bridge. Doesn't charge a toll either. And, strangely, this troll is a new temporary resident, asking for nothing at all from travelers. No. It only expects to do business freely. Unmolested by any outside force or faction, it expects to live with confidence that it will be unharmed, its possessions intact. No rational moral being could controvert such simple truths. Freedom, liberty, a guarantee of safety. No impossible tyrant could ever disagree. Welcome to Bloodwine.
Ah, crap, I forgot.
Oh no! Quick!
So we're dealing with internet trolls.
So why is it that every single time, it's like a little bit at the beginning, somebody will say something?
Because we're not professional.
It's scuffcore. We're coining that. We are scuffcore.
Yeah.
Scuffcore is fun.
Like
it has been deliberately and purposefully incorporated into the aesthetic, partially because it's a little unavoidable, partially because it's good looking. You know, like we're running a tabletop role playing game. We're throwing it together. It's like we're writing on pieces of paper and doing our own drawings. It's home.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to embrace the blemishes, and that's what we do.
Okay, what other excuses are there? I'm working on my drawing abilities. We're establishing a portfolio of pre-existing work. Okay, anybody else? What can we pull out of our ass to justify our shitness?
We don't have the money to do professional production quality.
You know, can't fight math. That wins it.
Yeah.
I feel like normally that has to segue into like a Patreon something, but like, let's be real, there's 2 people following. If we open a Patreon, we're just going to be sad
Yeah.
and get emails for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys have just docked up. I forget. Did you guys pull up at night or in the morning?
I think it was early in the morning.
Yes. It is in the morning.
All right. So it's by now. It's still the early morning. You guys are some of the first people to leave the village. You've docked your boat up. You've got specifically Rutger and Ken and Ye who are staying behind.
Yes.
And you guys are going up to Old Fort, a nearby city, to pick up a delivery. You just need to go to the general rookery there, and you should be good to go. You've already,
Nice.
I believe, rented your wagon. It's 1 silver a day, and you've paid the silver already. So you are good to go and head down the road.
All right.
I'll bring up the map for that.
All right, let's get rocking.
So it's a 2-seater wagon, 4 horses, because you guys expect a decent bit of weight, and there's 5 of you. Who's where? There's nothing in the wagon.
I'll sit up in front
Excellent.
of the wagon.
I'd probably be on the wagon just for convenience sake.
Sun is 100% in the spot that would make it look like he's doing the most work when he's in reality doing the least work. So I
So
feel
Siri-
like shotgun, riding shotgun.
100%. Shotgun is you looking at the forest and going, yep, mm-hmm, yep.
Yep, that's
With your shotgun. All right, who's? I think, like the audio from talking over each other jumbled. What were you? What was Jane doing?
Oh, I'll also sit in the front. Like I'll drive.
All right, so the pair of you are up front. Croquill, you get nice and nestled in the back where you're able to put your back straight against the wagon, and Bilgy and Tiana kind of clamber in the back. Bilgy gives up 2 thumps, and you crack the reins, and you're good to go. So you guys start driving. Who is paying attention? I believe it should be shotgun traditionally first, unless someone else wants to be keeping watch.
I'm fine with shotgun taking first watch.
Yeah, I can take first watch.
Oh god. Horrible noises. Crinkly things. Alright, you don't have cards over there, do you?
Nope.
Cards.
Alright,
No.
I'll draw them from here.
None within arm's reach. Which is peak laziness is way too far. Anything beyond arm's reach is way too far.
Yep.
Alright, you make it just past the grid line. Your card is the 2 of diamonds.
Nice.
I just realized because we're a seafaring campaign, we're like 11 episodes in or something, and we haven't brought this up yet.
Nope.
You're not going to see this deck a lot. This is for land travel. It's event cards.
We
for
did it.
keeping
We
watch.
used it once for night watches in town.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So yeah, same principle. Red is positive. You gain 2 stamina.
Cool.
So you're making your way up. Here it's like these kind of mudlands at the base of more of these shale mountains. Here things are really like silty. There's lots of reeds. You can hear like a distinct chirp and hum of bugs. So overall, just a nice, pleasant experience being off the ship for a little while. It helps cool your nerves a little bit, which probably is going to help for packing bullets. Who is keeping an eye out next?
I'll do it.
All right. Odds or evens? Give me a roll.
Alright, odds. I rolled a 2, so evens. There we go.
All right. So your wagon's clattering along. You're keeping your senses open. Warbles is helping keeping an eye out with you. And since you're in the wagon, you just kind of need to hold on and roll back and forth.
Yeah.
Warbles caused a little bit ahead. You're able to slow up, and as you're riding on, you give Sun a quick tap. He goes, "Oh, what? Oh." And you lean over with your shotgun. You blast a small, sort of like fanged beast that rushes up out of the brush, and you kind of go, "Okay, we're good." You rack up another shot. Here, making your way up, and there's a wagon that's full of like lumber. You see like just big sawn off logs. They're all stacked up. And this is actually the first time most of you would have ever seen one of these because they're exceedingly rare. It's a double wide wagon. A little too wide for a double wide even. You see it like fully taking up the entire road to the point where if you were a wagon coming the other way, you just couldn't cross. There's no machinery or anything like that. There's just one person driving it. You see it skitter up, and you can see the problem and the immediate danger and consequences before it happens. The wagon approaches, that bridge isn't going to take it. It goes up, its wheels are aligned, those wheels aren't going to stay, and then you go one wheel off, crack, the other wheel shatters, the other ones break, and this thing is cracked right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the bridge.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Okay, let's...
Well, yeah, I'm hopping out immediately. I'm running over to assess the damage.
I'll steer the cart over to the side of the road next to the bridge.
All right, so you steer the cart off to the side. As you do so, the son kind of hops off and goes, "Whoa, hey, you need any help?" I'm presuming you're very physically minded, so you go up to grab something, and you hear around being cocked, and you kind of go for the gun. Oh! And this, like a red tord, like 10 feet tall, full of muscle, like big stark mohawk comes out holding a shotgun of his own. You hear him go, "Get away! It's my property!"
Whoa, easy. Hey. Oh, didn't mean nothing by it.
Oh yeah, what do you mean? What are you here for?
Oh, just couldn't help but notice your wagon has a little bit of a mechanical trouble.
Oh, knows it now.
And
are you authorized to inspect this vehicle? At this point, he knows that the fight's done, but he's leaning into what's inevitably going to be an altercation. He throws the shotgun back on himself and...
I mean, I don't suppose we got the official qualifications, but I've seen a wagon or two in my life.
Well, I do not authorize you to inspect it. I have rights, you know.
All right, then.
You can see that there's a couple of riders who come the other way down. They start, like, it's not too low, like the water here. You certainly couldn't get a wagon across. There's just this ridge off the edge of the water, the way the slate goes, that would just shred it. It's not even that tall. It's just destruction. The horses that people are bringing, however, they wade through low water and come out the other way. You can see some of them move past. They kind of give a look like, "Ooh boy," but keep walking.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, we'll just wait for you to pull off the bridge, I guess, and if you need any help, let us know.
How do I know you're not going to try anything on my property? You can hear a one-horse wagon pull up behind you.
Oh, come on now, don't be like that. We're all honest folk here, mostly.
He gives you a little narrowing eye. How do I know you were? I can't prove you're honest, folk. There is no qualification that certifies you for honesty, after all. No matter what. I don't know. How can I trust you come around here? I think you should turn tail and go and stay away from my wagon. Oh, how's that sound?
I turn away from him and I kind of turn to Jane and go, sounds like he's a bureaucrat.
I'm like, yeah, like, I mean, you're right. But, like, there are other people who need this road, this bridge.
Is there any paper back here? Like, in the back of the wagon where I'm at?
You're kind of going, and you... Is this for lighting something on fire, writing something down?
This is for me casting ritual to make it look like an official document. That I'm a wagon inspector.
Ooh, he's not going like that.
Oh yeah, I know.
So you're feeling around, you get the characteristic, and it's not something you're going to be able to do yourself. You're like, shit. You just need assistance with someone with sight to make sure you don't like peel this piece of paper off, but you think there's an old handbill that's like been compacted down onto the wood of this rental wagon.
I'm gonna ask for Tiana.
Like, you know when trash has been there so long it almost concretes?
Yeah.
So Tiana's like, okay, easy. Oh, there we go. And you peel the last of it off.
So, do you want to be the wagon inspector, or do you want me to be the wagon inspector?
I don't know. I don't like making decisions. Shit.
Okay, I'm just gonna make the wagon inspector. It's fine.
I mean, I can do it if you need me to. Otherwise, if you don't need me to, I could also not do it.
I'll do it. I got it.
Can't even
Right, give me a ritual roll.
All right. Okay. I've lost the curse from last stream. Let's see. So that is 10. That is a 27.
Oh, hi.
All right. So you take the side of your hand, you lay this thing flat, you focus, and then you kind of like mutter like, "Be gone." There's like a shnook. You've never actually seen this take place, but you can feel the ink bead onto your hand, and you kind of wipe it off. The rest of you see like just there's an ad for like it's like specifically discount bulk crate purchases parentheses recurring, and all the ink just gets wiped off the page, and then you kind of sit there and kind of wiggle your fingers around and flick it, and like the ink reappearing, there's a whole thing that comes up that's like wagon inspector certificate. You think it's good. Everyone else seems pretty impressed, so you pick it up. Gianna goes with you and you wander on up.
Oh, we lost Gabe.
Lost Gabe.
Beans. Beans.
So yeah, I'm going to try and make this as big of a show as possible. I'm like walking out from the back of the wagon and just kind of like being like, okay, everyone, back up. Nothing to see here. And then I take out the piece of paper and just start flashing it frantically. Official wagon inspector. What region are we in?
This would be the Freedlands.
Okay, Freelance certified wagons inspector.
Oh, I didn't know you had your certification. I guess you learn something new every day.
So the guy, as far as you can tell, he buys it, but he goes, "Well, I don't care if you're from the Freedlands. I'm not a citizen of the Freedlands. I'm a denizen of this country."
Wow.
And you are in the This is the Freedlands. Now,
I'm in the
no, sir. I want to know what made you think you could get this wagon across this bridge.
This is a voluntary democracy, and I do not volunteer. I am a citizen of the land, a denizen of the earth.
And
you cannot enforce your laws upon me.
And you will be subjected to the laws that society places upon these lands. Now, tell me, who thinks you could use this bridge if you are not a denizen of this city?
So he cuts off your rhetoric to the point where it's just incoherent squabbling. For the moment, you are tied up in the exchange.
Okay.
Basically, you cannot get a word in edgewise. Just someone has to be handling this guy. Everyone else is free. Currently, the one horse wagon in the back, you see it's just like a small peasant merchant with like some traveling sacks and a few like sacks of grain. Probably has a bit of time to spare, but not too much. Kind of eyes the water. But, on the other side, you can see that there's another wagon with something you can't tell from here that's slowed up across the bridge.
Just are you seeing this dog? She's just so rowdy today. She's like, doesn't want to go lay down. Like sometimes she'll lay on the couch and just ignore us, like the whole time that we're streaming. But today, she's like right behind us, barking, scratching, trying to get us to play.
She wants to be part of the content.
Yeah.
Well, the way this guy's positioned is he. If I just take a little look see at how bad the wheel damage is he gonna notice?
As of right now, you have enough distraction that as long as you don't approach, he won't notice you assessing.
All right, I would like to go up and roll whatever the hell you want me to roll to see how bad this wheel damage is.
Remind me, you have gunsmithing and what else?
Engines.
Okay, so roll. Both of those are expert, right?
Yes.
Roll 2d6.
Perfect.
You know enough about building things in general that you have a bit of universal transferable skill, but not that much.
Okay, I got a 7.
Given it the up and down, there was no way that anyone would have legally authorized this guy to make a double-wide wagon. Not that you know if that's the kind of thing that there's jurisdiction over around here. But it is genuinely too wide. The wheels are busted. It's going to need an axle replacement. This thing full of lumber is going to need to be physically picked up and moved off the bridge.
Well, that ain't good.
So you're saying it's in a bad state, eh?
Yeah, that thing ain't.
It's fucked, boss.
Soon.
Okay. Well.
Meanwhile, you hear me shouting at the top of my lungs, I ought to just incinerate the entire thing as Kevin Wright as inspector.
Okay.
You're the right. Who gives you the right but me? I have rights, you understand, and I will not give them to you.
And continue.
Hey, I'm gonna go for Crowquill. I don't think this guy's gonna move that wagon. Even if he could, this wagon's in no shape. Now, if we had some lumber, we might be able to. Actually, how wide is this river? Is this like?
For what purposes? Like width to get across? Width to?
Is it like a wagon length? Like this is just a quick bridge to get you over a gap, or is this like, a fucking ford in the river would be a huge ordeal?
So this is the situation. Superficially, this is a very shallow creek and a low bridge where hypothetically it would be fine. That being said, just the rock and the way things are, there's like a foot drop on either side that a horse or like a pedestrian can just hop and they can just ford the river and they'll be fine. But a wagon is guaranteed to go over that edge and shatter itself. It's just one of those things, like when you're driving and there's a direction a car can't go, like a wagon can't do it, but anyone else could. You can just wade across of your own volition right now.
Well, if we had some lumber, I might be able to build some sort of ramp or a temporary bridge to get across.
Seize my property! And he shifts towards you, and Crowquill is released. Sun is currently tied up.
Oh, hey, well, I didn't say nothing about seizing your property. I was about to give you some sort of
property because you don't have the right to do that because I am a denizen of this land with my own unalienable rights as a free person. And the guy goes.
I am honestly ignoring him, kind of looking over the lumber, and I'm going to say,
I'm going to be like, didn't you just say that you don't live here?
Well, you should know as well as anybody, Jane, that citizenship's a complicated matter. Hey, friend, how about a silver plank? How's that sound?
I reserve the right not to do trade with anyone I dislike. And you, ma'am, and he points a finger to you and he goes, I have a right to exist where I am, regardless of my well-being, as a physical entity. Currently, I am living in this land as a denizen of the geography, and I am not a citizen of the freed lands, and you cannot make me one.
Okay, dude, but you can't move your cart.
You're right, I can't move my cart, and I'm not asking you for help, and you are not obligated to help me, so I don't see why you're sticking around.
Well,
we can't go anywhere. Your cart's in the way.
Hey, this is all a big misunderstanding. Why don't you come on over here, have a beer, have some food, maybe we can work something out.
How do I know that you ain't putting shit in it?
Like,
they put shit in the food, to keep you docile.
Well, sir, I'd say that you have certainly overcome that obstacle.
What's that supposed to mean? You making threats or aspersions upon my character or self? Gives you a long gaze.
I'm gonna walk away.
Can I I'm gonna go up and down, see if anybody has an axe so we can start chopping down some trees to try and build a ramp of some sort.
So you go back, The traveler has a hatchet and begrudgingly, but understanding the situation, is willing to start working. On the other side, you can see the wagon, like the crew that are driving it pulled out a map and they're considering making their way around. Another wagon comes in behind you. They don't have an axe, but this one's like a 4-horse. It's a big, like, covered carriage and everything. There's a family that's trying to get down this road.
Okay, so we could chop down a tree, or, you know what else is made of wood? Wagons. Does our wagon have, like, side panels on it? We
can't destroy. No, I'm.
No, we're not destroying it. We're just taking some parts off, repurposing them, and we're going to put it right back.
It's not our wagon.
We're going to put it right back.
I'm putting my foot down. We're not. We got to bring this. We're renting the wagon.
Right, but we're going to bring it right back.
Not destroy.
No, it's not destroy. You remove a nail here to just make sure you put it in like a box or something, and you put the board back. Put the nail back. They'll never know.
I'm assuming Bilgy and I are the only ones with any sort of magic expertise at all in the area.
Oh yeah.
So doing some like earth stuff to sort of flatten out that river for a wagon to go down probably isn't going to work.
So you could maybe make it so some people could cross, but like you and another druid would have to do it. You alone couldn't, but this is a way you could get people across otherwise. So you need to get a druid. As you're sort of scoping this out, you're seeing like, yeah, there's the runoff, and if I could get some flattened reeds and like get them to grow and strengthen, but I don't have the roots and I couldn't do both banks, and you're kind of mulling over. And that's from the other side, because no one's tying up this guy. He's engaging with the other side, and he goes, and you can hear someone else go, "That's it, I'm calling the sheriff." There's a rider who kicks and starts running off.
Gene, are we wanted in this pot for anything?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
I don't want it anywhere. What do you mean?
I don't know. I just want to double check before the sheriff starts showing up.
Everybody roll me a d6 and tell me the result.
I got a 1.
Okay, roll me a second d6 and add that to your 1.
I got a
4 plus 1 is 5.
So a 5, a 6.
Chelsea?
Oh, I'm also rolling? Do I roll 1d6?
Yeah, 1d6. Yep. I gave you 2 to confuse you.
I got a 1.
Okay, so with the 1, roll another d6 and add it to it.
I got a 6.
How dare you?
So yeah, so that's the amount of times that you've had warrants on you and you have bold-faced talked your way past a sheriff who didn't recognize you from the picture.
Suck it.
Like legitimately, if they have charges on you, you guys aren't like the previous party.
I believe
You're kind of nobodies. You can sleaze your way through.
Yeah. Croquill is way better at sleazing her way through than Reggie ever was.
Yeah, Son's arrest warrants were either related to something that Jane had done, or like not having a proper license for this particular firearm.
I feel like Son's rap sheet would be the kind of thing that like a construction or like union type of person would be like, oh, all these trumped up like licensing and registration charges are nonsense. But then the cop would be like, oh god, how many pounds of explosives has this person made without a license?
See, it's exactly like I empathize with this guy.
It's a violation of production, like regulation 206C, violation of steel handling regulation 205B. Like,
yeah, like I'm on this guy's side here. I don't want people coming over and touching my shit. But like,
actually, yeah, good question. Roleplay moment. What's on all your rap sheets? Not everything, just a few choice selections.
Probably some like caught with some illegal drugs. Probably some like caught lying to like
mine is definitely impersonating government official and pickpocketing.
Specifically in Westmarch, it is very easily to be it's very easy to be charged with things like disrespecting a noble or lying to a noble.
Yeah.
Like that. So it would be plausible to be like disrespecting.
Yeah, no, probably. Probably 3 of the 7 are disrespecting. 2 or 3 of them are caught with illegal drugs.
So we know that Sun's got a lot of weapons and like industrial standards violations. What else you got?
Honestly, it's just bullshit that he should have kept his mouth shut about, but didn't realize it was illegal.
Like his son's probably like, oh yeah, we were just the other day we were in Westmarch selling this super illegal thing.
Yeah.
Like to a cop, and they're like, what?
What?
Yeah, things like that. Probably mostly he doesn't like to pay attention to the law so much, but like.
I'd like to think that it's just aiding, abetting.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it.
We hereby charge you with the crime of just
existing with
our
our
too many criminals, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
what about Croquill?
Croquill, it's probably literally like 1 count of pickpocketing, and then like 2 counts of impersonating an officer. 1 count of like or like lying to an official, and then like 2 counts of mismanaged fortune telling, as like weird, as a weird sort of like Westmarch thing of just like, okay, you're fortune telling, and we know you're bullshitting, but we can't. What is the law for this? Flip. Here it is.
The exact charge you would be charged under is unauthorized prophecy.
Unauthorized prophecy. That's it. Prophesying without a license.
yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys see the writer ride off. This is not like I'm calling the cops and they're gonna wee you in 5 minutes. Like they're gonna be back in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Speaking of, it's now the late morning. Sun's getting a bit higher.
I want to try and talk some sense into this guy. I'm going to say, look, listen, the sheriff's on his way. He's not going to be too happy. We're trying to help. We can help you get this wagon off the bridge. It's in all of our interests. We're not trying to steal from you. We're not trying to turn you over to authorities. We're trying to help you escape the authorities.
I am not under the jurisdiction of any authorities either way.
That will not stop them from pulling a shotgun on you.
Right.
You have a right to go and take a different bridge and have a right to self-defense. And they do not have a right to, without cause or jurisdiction, cause violence upon my person.
Have you dealt with a lot of law enforcement in your time on this plane?
This guy's gonna roll and intimidate on you. He's 10 foot of solid muscle with a shotgun.
Okay.
Would you have any kind of like thing that would represent your nerve against this, or should I just tell you a number and you tell me how you feel about it?
You tell me a number and I tell you how. If he's pointing a shotgun at me, I am.
He's not pointing at you, but it is open carry.
Right. I am examining this shotgun to try and see how well crafted it is. What number do I have to be spooked of?
Right. That's gonna be. Sorry, I'm doing a bit of math. 20.
That's a good number. That's a good number.
I got an 11 to examine that shotgun. That's a beefy looking shotgun.
So you can take 9 damage to hold your nerve. The shotgun might not fire, but there's a conspicuous red stain on the butt, and you know exactly what it came from.
Yeah, I'll take 9 damage. We're like, okay, listen, bud, I'm not listen, Brand, I'm not here to fight. I just thought maybe you wanted off this bridge is all, but I'll leave.
100 sheriffs to prison.
Oh, I mean,
they're in jail.
The number. I'm having a little trouble doing the math on that one.
Son, can you come here? I need your help with something.
Yeah, sure.
Will, question.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to do a force blast, let's say from the bottom of the bank upwards towards it, would I theoretically be able to generate enough force to throw the wagon off the bridge, or like tilt it off the bridge without destroying the bridge itself?
You would not. It would destroy the bridge.
Okay.
You could do it, but it would mean that like you would need to then go and repair the bridge, like minor repairs.
Yeah.
Like a wagon couldn't cross, but within a few hours a wagon could.
Hey, let's just chop some trees down and plop them in the river, and then use those as like a way to get the thing over.
Well, it's going to take some time to flatten the logs out so that you don't got roll. Why don't we just dig the bank down a little bit and make like a nice sort of gentle slope?
But I can do that with Druid magic, but I need some other way to reinforce it on the other side. Otherwise, the dirt will get washed away in the river.
Oh well, I can just take some of these stones from the riverbed and kind of pack it down a bit.
You see a little bit behind that like big 4-horse wagon that came in behind you. Another one comes in that's got forest ranger like information emblazoned on them. Who here would know stuff about Friedland's Law just offhand?
I could roll for it. I've got a 2 in politics.
Yeah, I feel like Jane would probably have a passing understanding of like what's fucking legal and not.
Roll smuggling. Jane, roll smuggling.
Roll smuggling? Okay. I need another die.
I almost exclusively operated out of Westmarch. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in Friedland's Law.
13.
13. So from a smuggler's perspective, all you know, which is all you need to know for this situation, is they don't count as cops. All they can do is tell you to leave the forest. Like, that's all they can do is tell you to not cut down trees or whatever.
Okay, so all he can do is tell us not to assist in the situation by making a separate bridge.
So
damn beds.
On the way back, you see that the one wagon, they finally picked their route and they've decided to leave, but 2 more have kind of come in their place. They're kind of stuck at the crossroads here, and they're coming to inspect too. The forest rangers are walking up, and they're kind of going, "Hey, whoa, what's the situation here?"
Oh, he's officers. I wouldn't recommend engaging with him. He's not all upstairs. You know, his attic's a little rusty. If you catch my drift.
You hear like, and this dude's like a few feet behind you at the edge of the bridge. The forest rangers kind of look at you and go, "Who you saying to loosen the head?"
Is that the ranger saying that to me or the red Tory?
That's the red Tord.
Oh, so I was just saying that you seem to have a pretty loose understanding of sort of the laws in this area.
I'm Strawberry Bob, and I am a master of law.
Oh,
His name is Strawberry Bob.
Hey now, you can't insult a man for his name, for the nomenclature his parents chose to call him by. It's not his fault.
Son, would you please come back over here?
All right, I'm coming.
All right, so there's 2 options here. Do you guys want to stay as your characters and let the forest rangers tango with this guy while you try and find a way around, or do you guys want to forest ranger Sona and have to deal with this guy?
I don't want to deal with this guy. His son is like trying to figure out a way to build something across this bridge.
Croquill is like 1 step away from just being like force blasting him in the water and then being like, "Fuck it, I'll deal with the consequences." I'm not afraid of this fucking Torg.
You're a blind woman.
So? You have not seen the punch that this blind woman can pack when she is pissed. I will have the trees eat this man.
The forest rangers come back. 2 of them are going to talk with this guy, and one of them has come back to talk to the trio of the 5 of you. He kind of goes, "Okay, look, I'm a caster of nature magic. You and me together, we can get this taken care of if it really comes to it. But for now, we need to make sure we're not damaging this bridge. The local community spent 20 years putting together this bridge after 3 different washouts. This has cost thousands of gold for the community. We can't just go destroying it. As for the trees, we can't go. These are all healthy trees in an area that's had to go through significant deforestation for war purposes prior, so it's in rehabilitation. I mean, we got to be very mindful. So just so you make sure, just so we're understanding, love your help when we're able to, but these are protected woods, and we really can't be.
Do you know any druids? Is anyone here a druid?
I am a druid.
Okay, then get on the opposite side of the bank. I can do this.
No, that's what I'm saying. Basically there is like a mirror happening with the 2 forest rangers engaging Strawberry Bob, and now this forest ranger going, well, that's what I'm saying. We can't just be going messing around with the forest. There's regulations.
I'm saying it's just a temporary pass for us to get through, and then we can let the river flow again.
Well, the issue is that there's a cacophony going on. And then eventually the guy stops and goes, I'm sorry, I'm caught up with this moment with the guy. Do you mind if I just... And he turns back and goes to engage with the other forest rangers and try and get Strawberry Bob to start moving his wagon.
This is irritating.
Sit here and wait.
No, we got. There's a way to fix this situation aside just waiting. Maybe.
You get the clunk of a wagon door from behind you. There's 2 very, very well-armed bodyguards, and this dude dressed like a cowboy, but who obviously is paying a lot of money to dress like a cowboy, coming down here, green Torg, going, all right, what's the meaning of this? I am delayed in a very expensive meeting, and I do not wish to see my profit margins undermined.
Oh, don't look at me. Look at Mr. Strawberry over there.
And at this point, the guy goes, excuse me, sir, and he starts waggling his finger, and the park rangers go, excuse me, we're in the middle of it, and the other park ranger's going, hey, it's okay, let's just, and Strawberry Bob going, and who's this here? This big wig coming in here telling me what... There's just yelling permeating the area. You specifically, Croakwill, you shiver as a whole bunch of birds take off and leave the area.
Hey, Croakwill, you don't suppose you can magically put somebody to sleep for I don't know, an hour or so?
I mean, there are rumors of what my people can do with that, but I'm not exactly trained.
Nah, man.
Just kill him.
Whoa, Jay, whoa, easy, Dad. There's no crime this man's committed as being a jackass.
I like your thought.
At this point, the peasant who's right behind you with the 1-horse wagon kind of walks up and goes, I kind of just want to go about my day, but if you need a distraction, I can help you out.
Look, this would be such an easy situation to solve. We got lumber right there. The man just won't give it to us. I'm just saying, we put him to sleep, or so he's indisposed, and then we take some lumber and build a little ramp and get a wagon on.
I think that, yeah, we would just need to make sure that the Forest Service is distracted, and we could take this guy out as long as nobody here talks.
Oh, I'm great at not talking.
There's too many people here for us to keep a secret.
You look to the other side of the river. There's an intersection a little bit past, and already another wagon has reared up. You've seen multiple people ford the river back and forth. There's people directing traffic, telling people there's a blockage here. And you can see there's 5 riders who come up in big 10-gallon hats, rifles kind of chucked over their shoulder, and they ride up. Whoa, they've all got real tin stars. One of them comes up, excuse me there, name's Sheriff Roscoe, sheriff of this county. What seems to be the problem?
I flip the wagon inspector and just go, wagon inspector, he's clearly in violation of Order 269. His wagon is too wide. There is no way he got authorization to pass that bridge.
How can you even inspect a wagon if you don't got no sight?
Tiana quickly just interrupts and goes, interpreter. At this point, the sheriff looks over the documents, buys them in a quarter second, and goes, oh, of course, absolutely. I mean, I'd have bought that in a second. If that's enough to bring into court, then we can arrest this guy on having an improperly built wagon. This is a threat to public safety.
It is clearly an improperly built wagon. Have you seen it? No wagon is ever that large.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to haul large loads. Listen, I don't think we need to arrest nobody. We just need him to move his ass along.
Well, functionally, we just need a freedom to or a freedom from charge. And as this guy's sitting there trying to, like, talk about how to deal with this guy, the guy speaks up and goes, "Excuse me, I'm Strawberry John, and I'm the center of this event."
You are. Don't worry.
It's really funny because every once in a while when you do the Strawberry Joe voice, the microphone garbles, but somehow it just adds to the character.
It really does.
100%. I am Alex Jonesing myself to shit right now.
Well, I mean...
Speaking of which, I saw an image that was Alex Jones anamorphing into a frog, and it made me really happy. I loved it. Assuming that the frog was gay, of course.
I'm going to sit in the back of the cart. I'm not going to interact with the sheriff. I'm just going to wait. Because I don't want them to, like, recognize me or Tiana, who probably also has a couple warrants.
Well...
I'm communicating with the sheriff, trying to make up laws as I go. Like, wagon inspector violation laws, not, like, genuine laws. Like so the sort of bureaucratic red tape that someone would get caught up in.
So you fluff something up, the sheriff nods and grabs it and goes, "All right." He makes his way over and he goes, Mr. Bob." He goes, "That's Mr. Strawberry Bob." He goes, "Mr. Strawberry Bob." He goes, "That's Dr. Strawberry Bob." "Dr. Strawberry Bob, I'm afraid that your wagon has not complied to formal wagon regulations." And he goes, "I don't need to comply to wagon regulations. I'm not a..." And then the sheriff's face drops, and you can see his deputies like talking to some people, and they look over because the guy goes, "I am a denizen of this land," and they all kind of go, "Fucking hell, that's the day we're having today."
I want to take the sheriff aside and say, "Hey,
No, son. You're not taking the sheriff aside.
He is in this. He is in this.
So you're infighting and fighting between each other, and people are yelling from either bank as noon comes.
Look, all I'm saying to Jane, I guess, instead of the sheriff, all I'm saying is if he's not technically a citizen and he is outside the jurisdiction of the sheriff, then the laws against give him a little.
But this is the land. It doesn't matter if he's a citizen. If he's in this land, he obeys these laws that I have made up.
Just let them deal with it. Just sit here.
So, Jane, you have made the decision to go, "Nope, we're sitting here, we're not doing anything," and you're trying to tune this out, right?
Yeah.
So, would it be fair to say you're on watch?
Yeah.
10 of clubs.
Nice.
For 10 damage.
Nice.
As you guys are yelling,
I never got a roll for this, but I feel like I took damage. Like, I never drew a card for my watch, but I feel like I took damage.
Honestly, I've dealt enough horrendous things to you throughout your watch already. So as you're talking and screeching to each other, there's a pack of fang beasts that rush towards people and start to try and get a few bites in. You quickly go and unleash a quarrel at the one that runs towards one of the peasants. Kind of gets caught a few moments before and kicks it aside. And he goes, "Thank you. Oh no, look!" And he points, and then just on reflex, you go and you line up and you shoot one of them right in the neck as it's going for Strawberry Bob's head. He looks at you, and he almost sneers at you as if he's offended you saved him.
I'm a little offended you saved him.
Jane's gonna, Crowquill's gonna walk up to Jane and just be like, "I sent that one at him."
I'm gonna whisper back like, "Ah, shit."
Well,
Tiana's kind of muttering "Goddamn trigger finger protected people."
Like I don't good instincts, but damn it.
Well, so the wagon is empty right now, right? We're going to pick up a delivery. Okay. If we were working together, would we be able to like sort of gently lower the wagon, or is it just astronomically too heavy?
You guys might be able to collectively, like the 5 of you, pick up the wagon. You have to get someone to hold onto your horses on the other side. The trouble is, the moment that you start ferrying wagons over, everyone else with a wagon is going to want help.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fine. I got 2 points in brawn. I'm not afraid of a little manual labor.
You look back and you see that there's a shipment of stone that comes in behind you, all masoned blocks.
Hey.
Oh, yikes.
Hey, I'm gonna go up to the mason stone. Hey, you got any pallets supporting those stones there, or is it all just loose?
Well, I wouldn't be the one to try to get the pallets out from under there. You get my drift.
Well, what do you say? You got some bricks there. Maybe we can kind of use them to.
Well, hold on. Maybe we can make some trade deals another time. What's going on with the road here?
Oh, come on up and see. And I sort of lead him up and just point at Strawberry Bob screaming his ass off at a bunch of rangers.
So you point, and there's a scene of a red Torg in the middle of the bridge on top of a collapsed wagon twice as wide as it needs to be, covered in lumber. He is screaming at the Forest Service. He is screaming at the Rangers and the deputies. There's some rich dude and all of his guards that he's screaming at, and this dude is just sitting there atop the middle of the bridge, ruining the life for, by now, you reckon it has to be 5-6 wagons on the other side of the river, as well as everyone else back here.
See, I'm thinking I was trying to get some lumber from him, but he don't want to sell to me. And tried asking to strip the lumber off our wagon, but my teammate reminded me as rented. So basically, I'm just looking for any sort of practical solution that'll get us either side.
Well, if there's enough of us who've been waiting, maybe we could all just buy them out.
I mean, if you want to do the negotiations, be my guest. He seems to be offended that anyone would dare speak to him with any tone of voice. All right. Yeah. I got it. And he dusts himself off and he puffs himself up. He walks up and he goes, "Excuse me if I might intervene. My good kind sir, I was wondering, I understand you're in a predicament, but this is some fine lumber nonetheless. Maybe I could buy your broken wagon and shipment?" The guy looks at him and goes, "No!"
That's too fucking perfect.
And the guy's just sitting there going, "God fucking damn it," and he walks back to this wagon.
Yeah, so
Okay, so I've had enough interaction with this guy. Can I roll social understand to see if there's any way to get him to talk, at least in a quiet voice?
Give me a roll.
Alright, social understand.
I took like no social this time, so like.
That's a 15.
15. This guy's honestly a massively self-obsessed, egotistical asshole. There's no way to get this guy to calm down. He just wants people to pay attention to him, and he is not backing down because everything about his pride and self is on the line here.
Honestly, I say we just knock him on his ass, and I can get him lashed to a tree or something until we get the wagon off the road. We don't have to kill him necessarily, just subdue him.
Can I do non-lethal damage with a shotgun?
Can I just want to listen. What are the sheriffs saying to him right now?
So basically, Croquill, Bilgy, Tiana, and Sun are just sitting there going, loading up. Meanwhile, Jane, you look over. There's a number of people all kind of gathered around. A lot of people from the other side have come close to this side of the river because there's a bit more space to talk and listen. The sheriff's talking to this guy, and he goes, "Look, whether or not you are a denizen of the land, as long as you are within the geographical bound, regardless of whether you're... Okay, can we forget? And Strawberry's going, but I am within the geographical bands, but I am not. And he goes, okay, so I misspoke. Let's just forget about what he said. And he goes, I will not. And he goes, okay, well, you're on a bridge paid for by public funds, and there are people who need to get across.
Can I go up to the sheriff and tap him on the shoulder and be like, hey, you want to close your eyes for a minute, Mr. Lawman?
No. I'm not letting the son go up to the sheriff with this loaded gun.
At this point, as you're kind of like squabbling amongst each other, the deputy walks up and he taps you and he just goes, if it gets bad enough, but not yet. Not fucking yet.
Oh, well, all right then.
He goes, and the guy turns back and he goes, this is a land of laws for a reason. As long as reason proves reasonable.
I go up to that deputy and go, how about the right to defend myself?
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm bringing up a new strategy.
Okay.
I'm going to go up to Mr. Strawberry Bob. I'd be like, wow, you're so powerful.
We tried this!
I really love the way that you're just like taking control of the situation.
He turns back to you and he gets even more aggressive. I will not be flirted with any dark magic spy!
At this point, we're just poking him to see how he reacts. Like, it's more of a fascination bit.
Okay, like, legitimately, I'm going back to Brickman and say, hey, can I buy a couple bricks off you? You know, just enough to build a bit of a ramp to get some wagons down?
Yeah, hold on. Let me assess that with you. I got some tools in case it comes to it, but they're... Oh, hold on. Worst case scenario, I mean, honestly, it might be better to just go and take the other fork. I mean, we'd lose a day of travel, but... Anyways, he walks up towards the bank and goes, yep. I don't know if it'd be... The amount of time it would take to chisel them stones would be the amount of time it'd take to take the other fork around, and it'd waste the stones. So as far as I'm concerned, I make better profit going around, and you might as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
I really want to stick it to this guy, though.
I do too. I want to get him to move.
At this point, the whole area goes hushed after the big 10-gallon, like, wannabe cowboy guy goes, 10,000 gold pieces! I will pay you 10,000 gold pieces to leave this place right now, Mr. Strawberry Bob.
Wow.
Ooh.
And he sits there and goes, 2 million! And rich guy just puts up his hand and he goes, all right, we're taking the other fork. And the wagon starts to, after he gets in, it turns around and leaves. The other stone wagon does as well, but by now a few wagons that have come in behind the other ones move up and can't afford to take the other route. They're stuck here.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck this. I am putting, like, basically a magic flare up into the air. I want it to be as loud and as bright as possible. I want all eyes to turn to me.
All right, want to roll elemental?
All right.
Oh, man. I love this guy. Okay?
All right.
What a dude, you know?
What a dude. What a bro. All right, so let's see here. That's 11. That is going to be a 16, and that's a 22.
22. You point upwards, and there's a whoosh of light. You can feel the surge of heat, and everything goes quiet.
And I'm going to, in that moment, turn to this guy and just lay into him and just be like, I did not get to be the senior wagon inspector based on niceness and gratuities. Now you, little man, have been blocking progress all day for these other people, and I'm going to go in a spiel. My purpose is to do performance to goad him into fighting me.
All right, give me a roll.
I'm going to boon this. So let's see, my performance is 3 dots, so that's a total of 18, and with the social, that is a 21.
21 to get him.
To goad him into firing his shotgun at me.
All right, so with 21, you try things, you go, little man, fucking you, like every needle you can, and then suddenly you sit there and you go, who are you to be the king of this bridge? And there's a gasp from all the Friedlanders in attendance. And he goes, you dare! I'm a veteran! And he lunges in and takes a hard swing at you. So that's 10, 16. That's going to be 24.
Okay. I am going to ward this. And I can boon myself again, right?
So just before that happens, so you ward this, does it not hit?
So ward is ritual, correct?
So I'm gonna say that you had the elemental to get the attention. The performance was to lure him in.
Yeah.
He took the swing, and so then you have one off turn that you can use to boon, which would have gone to the.
Which would have
you
been
used a boon on.
I would use the boon on the
performance.
performance.
Yeah.
So that's one off turn gone. You have one off turn left that can be used to ward or to boon something else.
Then I'll just ward. Ward is ritual, right?
Yep.
Okay. I should be fine now. Hopefully. Oh, I'm fucking fine. Let's see how good. That's a 29.
All right, so you're like sitting there. You've got your son unscrewed a spear haft off a stick, and that's your walking cane. You got warbles. Small, helpless little blind friend, and this guy like lunges at you, and there's a flash of light, and it just pings off of you, and you're unmoved. As this happens, and he's reeling back, the sheriffs tackle into the ground. They go, "You have a right to remain silent." They start reading guys' Miranda rights, going, "You have been charged with assault." The sheriff looks at you, and as his deputies are detaining this guy, he goes, "Thank you for your sacrifice."
I did not get to be senior wagon inspector without just cause. Let's get this wagon moved, and I slam my cane into the ground.
Okay.
I do want to point out that as soon as this man took a lunge, the son did raise his gun to fire out 3 shots. And honestly, he's very happy that someone tackled him because he really didn't want to have to kill this guy.
Well, I didn't want to... Okay, I kind of wanted to kill this guy, but I didn't want to cause untoward trouble for the party, and I figured I'm not intimidated by this guy, so I'll let him take a shot at me.
So welcome to part 2 of this endeavor. Currently, the sheriff is arresting this guy, and the sheriff has spoken to you, gone, thank you, and now that there's enough to keep this guy detained, the deputies are keeping people away from the bridge. You were, specifically Croquill, you were involved, and everyone in your party is basically they know how adventurers work. Everyone in the party is involved, but everyone else is told to keep their distance. So you're in the scene, everyone else is now being cordoned off. This guy's currently being detained against the bridge. They're reading him his rights. It's lengthy because this is the Freedlands and it's a lot of rights. And now at this point, they've told him, you are currently being detained for the purpose of judicial inquiry for the minimum possible time. And at this point, they're explaining to him, first and foremost, this wagon is your property, and we are seizing it for the purpose of judicial expediency. You must now, at this point, either designate someone who will hold on to it for you, or the sheriffs can take control. He goes, I designate someone to hold on to it for me. The sheriff gives a big grumble and goes, all right, who do you designate to pick up your wagon?
It's going to be himself. Just you watch. And I'm kind of elbow and chain.
Look, he's going to do it.
And he goes, I designate myself. And the sheriff goes, you cannot designate yourself. It must be a separate person. He goes, I designate my son. And he goes, who is your son? He goes, my firstborn. Do you have a firstborn son? He goes, no. Okay, designate a living person. He goes, my wife? He goes, are you married? No. Okay, designate a living person with whom you have some sort of and it escalates from there. There's an altercation. Do you guys want to butt in?
I was going to say that. I was going to say, I mean, I'm son. Could be referring to me.
All right, I feel like the drama of this scene is just this altercation. Do you guys want to be sheriffs and deputies, or does somebody want to be Strawberry Bob?
Son is determined to get his fucking wagon through here. They have the upper hand now. Now it's just a matter of moving this guy's dang wagon.
All right, so you're looking around as this altercation's taking place. They're explaining to this guy, no, you know what the goddamn law is. Help me here, and just like going on with the whole thing. You're looking around, you're looking at the wagon. It should be easy enough to just clear it and move it. If everyone works together and does the thing, all you need is for this guy to either designate someone or to have the sheriffs seize it, and this guy is spending as much time as possible attempting to designate an outside force. Now,
I could make some more bullshit Wagner law.
Every single one of you roll odds or evens.
Odds. Nope.
Damn it.
Even. Yes, I got an even.
Okay, so the good news is, Chelsea's, a boon arrives to the situation. This isn't anyone higher than a sheriff. If they are higher than a sheriff, they are significantly disadvantaged by being in the wrong jurisdiction or something, but someone comes who can help the situation. Who?
An actual senior wagon inspector.
A professional wagon mover. Wagon repair shop. Yeah, a professional wagon repair / mover person.
All right, so on the wrong side of the river, you see that just by pure coincidence, you can see from a distance, like they're all baffled and going, huh, well, would you believe that? Kind of like showing up as there's like this is actually like they're a native creature to the Freedlands, thing bigger, like twice the size of an ox. There's 2 Tarkanian labor beasts holding this massive, like, towing wagon with its own crane and winch and flatbed and everything attached.
Towing wagon.
Next up, however, we got both Ken and Gabe, who have to have someone who's going to make the situation worse.
Senior wagon inspector.
Okay, senior wagon inspector.
Senior wagon inspector is very good. And I'm going to say this guy's mom shows up, and she's on his side and is furious that the sheriff is manhandling her son.
All right, so basically, you guys are watching a bunch of wagons come in. You hear the cacophony as they're all closing. There's the authorized towers who are coming in, but with the tow inspector, you can see riding along with the wagon was a wagon inspector coming on with Freedlands regalia, coming in to deal with the situation. And you can see one of the deputies point right at Crowquill. Crowquill, you're a mage. You don't know that someone pointed at you from across the river, but you get a shiver that goes, oh shit, the senior wagon inspector's here.
Hey, Crowquill, your boss just showed up.
And as you're saying that, son, you look over and there's a wagon full of people that come off behind all of you. They're all wearing the same t-shirt. It's like a fist with claws on it, and there's 3 roses and a trillium. And you look, and would you know Torgish?
No, I would not know Torgish.
Does anyone here know Torgish?
I know Trader Tongue, and that's it.
I probably know Chit and whatever they speak and whatever Darklings speak, but they're not Darklings, whatever Dark creatures speak. But
you're not dark. You're.
Sorry, not dark. Demonic.
Demonic. That's it. I'm dark.
So all of you guys are confused as there's these people with like. It looks like it's some kind of insignia, like it may be like a volunteer organization or something. A bunch of Torgs come in from a wagon and start raising hell. As they walk past, there's a wave of people you can see reading their shirts and going, here we go. Oh God. You don't see what it is, and then they show up and they hold up a piece of paper, and you're at just the right angle that you can see them hold up like an obviously, literally, like the modern day equivalent would be someone typing up something in words saying they're a lawyer. They show up and go, we are the Freedom Claw, Freedom to Trespass Association of Undocumented and Unassociated Peoples, and you have no right to detain a non-citizen, and we will represent this person's rights. I am a lawyer. You can see, like, there's a red Torg ahead of them, walking up going, I am legal counsel for my son, Strawberry Bob. My name is Strawberry Jan of the Strawberry Clan, and you will not be infringing upon...
I like Strawberry Jan of the Strawberry Clan.
Oh, hell fails. I'm just gonna blow the damn thing up. Can I roll munitions to see, like, I want to make a blast that would blow up the wagon, but not the bridge it's on. What would I need? Can I roll munitions to see if that's even remotely feasible?
I feel like that's very similar to the roll that I tried to make earlier, and the answer was nope.
I would like to physically restrain him.
I'm just looking. Let's see, that was a 18 for mental munitions.
All right. So at this point, because of who Sun is, I'm going to assume that you have a little bit of something on you at all times.
Oh, yeah.
So I imagine you're sitting there, you're looking it over, and then Jane gives you a look, and no, it's fine. Jane gives you a look, and you're, okay, 1, 2, 3. Jane gives you a look, and then you reach in your bag, you start counting sticks of TNT, and she goes, okay, no, not doing it, we're not doing it.
There's a wagon. There's wagon people right there. Like, they'll just tow the wagon. It'll be fine.
All right. So which interaction is happening first? Is it the tow truck drivers, the wagon inspectors, or the illegal legal defense fund?
Wagon inspector.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
So this whole altercation's going on, and then Strawberry Bob goes, hey, hey, hey! And he turns around as the wagon inspector goes there. And it's like, the wagon inspector is like a glow torque and really, really short and thin for a glow torque too. So like 5 foot tall, blue, very, very petite. And like a dog at the end of a leash and a trained dog owner, like, the guy goes, hey, hey, hey! She just doesn't move. He goes, that's my property, you may not inspect. And she's just quietly looking it over, a good foot from the wagon, and goes, did you have a permit to construct a wagon of this size? And he goes, I do not require a permit. She goes, did you have this wagon inspected? He goes, I inspected it. And have any wagon-related officials had any interaction with you related to this wagon in any way? And he goes, Hur! And he points at Crowquill. And she looks at you, and she looks at the wagon. She goes, very well. I'll take the river. She walks back off the bridge, wades through the river and comes towards you. Odds or evens?
Odds. You want
me to roll?
Want me to roll? I'll roll. 2. God damn it.
And she looks at you and goes, all right. Either you're not a wagon inspector or you haven't managed to get this guy's wagon moved. So what's the situation here? You have your papers? Come on.
I'm going to take her aside and just kind of be like, look, I was just trying to get shit moving. And I'm going to show her the fake one that I made and just be like, it's all fake. I'm just trying to get this guy off a bridge.
So first, I literally don't care. That's totally fine. Second, wow, this is really good.
I know, right? I'd be lying if I said it was my first time. Never a wagon inspector. That one was new.
Stop admitting to me that you've done things that I can... Okay. Tell me any more things.
So, tried to claim... No.
I'm going to see what I can do. She leaves.
It's like, but you should probably be informed of the situation. He did fire at me.
She pauses and goes... He fired at you?
Yeah.
With the firearm? How many witnesses?
Everyone here.
Really?
Well, he hit you.
He took a swing.
Took a swing at you.
He threatened to fire at you.
All right, and goes and walks up and goes, hold on, before the sheriffs got here, when the sheriffs were here, did you see Mr. Strawberry Bob take a swing at our friend here? There was a nod.
Yeah.
And before the sheriffs got here, I want each one of you guys to roll odds or evens and tell me the result afterwards, but quietly do it to yourselves. I trust you. You'll know if you've won or failed.
Okay.
Can I boon myself to make it what I want it to be? No, I won't. I won't.
No, honestly, you can boon this situation. You can boon this whole situation.
I'm gonna boon this whole situation. I like having luck on my side. This is fun.
Okay, so all of you guys are bracing yourselves, and she goes, and before the sheriffs got here, did you see Strawberry Bob fire a shot at the wagon inspector? And the whole crowd, like, some of them go, I wasn't here, but the rest of them go, yep, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. You guys know it isn't true. Everyone's agreeing, though.
Yeah.
And at this point, he starts frothing. He's being actively detained, but it's like there's 2 deputies on him, and the deputies are pulled like 2 meters as he goes, that is false testimony. I will see you tried before a court of law, so help me God, I will drag you into it. He's quickly like retained and... All right. Sheriff. And the sheriff nods and walks over and goes, would you like to press shot? And as he's saying it, the mob descends of like Strawberry Jan and the Strawberry Clan going, excuse me, did you just provide false testimony? I'll have you know we are authorized to represent this man. And then, will you sign it? And she pushes a piece of paper and goes, sign an affidavit.
I wasn't really paying much attention. I was trying to figure out a way for the wagon to get across. I didn't see any. I couldn't either confirm nor deny that there was a gunshot.
Sign an affidavit. She pushes the piece of paper into your hands to the point where you're holding it. I'll say, son, you're the one who has it, just because shoving it to whoever will grab it, whoever's closest. You see that upon this paper is written the following. I hereby affidavit that I am not committing any falsehoods in the eyes of all present, truth, and the spirit of law. And there's a line, and it says sign here, and beside it, it says truth-telling individual.
Truth.
Sorry, this is one of the T-shirts with the claws on it. What's putting in my face?
Son, drop that.
Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't look super legit, but I don't know a lot about the legals.
I take it from his hands and I give it back to them. And I'm not waiting for them to take it, I'm just dropping it in front of them.
They go and scramble and grab it. It's not in your possession.
I was trying to read that. Hey, why don't we just rob them? Why don't we just steal the wagon and then it's our wagon now? We can go get that guy to move it.
There's a wagon person here. Look, there's a people who do wagon stuff.
All right, so by now it's the early afternoon. The sun's starting to get low again.
I could have got so much work done today.
I'm going to say all of you guys have been deeply involved with this, and there's so many people here that there's another group of adventurers that fends off a threat in the distance. By now, you've been sitting out here in the wilderness during the day for long enough that, like, it's been more than one altercation with the wildlife.
Nice. Okay,
We are making so
wagon,
much noise.
The wagon mechanic / wagon mover people, are they... Can I get them over here?
So they've just finished, like, they've gotten people to move, they've organized all their shit. Like, it's agonizing as they're getting people's wagons to back up and they're trying to calm horses that are confused. And, like, eventually they've moved their truck into a position where they can, like, basically start towing this wagon the second that they have authorization to do so. And then once you wave them over, they wade through the water to go see you.
Can we move this wagon?
Physically or legally?
Both.
Yes. Probably both, yeah.
The second we can do it legally, this wagon's off the bridge.
Nice. What do we need to make that legal?
Why isn't this dude just hauled away?
Well, and the wagon, like the tow truck drivers go, we just need a legal authorization to tow sovereign property, which means, and then the wagon inspector goes, fortunately, this does not legally qualify as a wagon. It qualifies as road debris, which means we would need a road debris certificate, which means a forest inspector. The forest inspectors go up and go, okay, we can authorize that this is unauthorized debris, but that means that we need permission to seize property. And the sheriff goes, we have detained this individual who has failed to provide, and then as like there's this chain of sequence of people going, yes, we got it. He goes, I authorized my mother. So now this guy's detained. He's in cuffs. He's off to the side of the road. And she walks up with her whole Strawberry clan, stands on the wagon, and goes, we hereby take possession of this vehicle of peculiar construction as ours. It is our property, and we will not leave this bridge. And there's just a wave of from all of the exhausted wagon drivers.
Christ.
Just had to bring the mom in, Gabe. Just had to bring the mom in.
So I will say, because of the whole wagons can't pass, but otherwise this is a paltry, easy crossing, there have been rubberneckers this whole time, and so there's two travelers who have had to wait all of 2 minutes just to go, oh, right, we should move around. And they're just kind of stopped midway through the river on horseback going, oh, watching this whole thing underway.
Oh, Bob beans. Hey, ma'am, I don't suppose you would consider moving that wagon?
No!
How about selling the wagon?
No!
How about
No! And wait. Before I answer your question, I have a legal right to... The sheriff goes, God damn it, just talk to him. She walks up and goes... Walks up, stands proudly on the wagon and goes, 3 million gold pieces! And there's like a raucous laughter from the crowd.
I could clear that thing. I got a stick of dynamite here. I could just blow the whole thing to hell.
We were so close.
We were so close. We were so goddamn close, and right now I'm just at the point of, fuck it, let's just get us across and out of this situation. I don't care about the other travelers. They're on their own. Let's just go. We tried our best.
How many? Okay, wait. This mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I don't want to get arrested. I have too many warrants. I don't say that out loud, of course.
Meanwhile, the wagon inspector's still right next to us, just like...
Look, I just inspect wagons.
Oh, I got something. I'm going up to her and say, hey, how
how's about... If I robbed you, then this would be a crime scene, and then legally they can't move it, right?
You're talking to Strawberry Jam, right?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
No, you would be talking to the sheriff asking a question like
No,
that.
I'm talking to her.
Ah.
So if, you give me some lumber, and then I don't pay for it, and then that's stealing, well, then that's a crime scene. They can't move the wagon, right? That'll give you a sure foothold.
Roll Fuck, what did I call it in the system? Persuasion?
Persuasion?
Convince.
Convince.
Oh, I don't have any dots.
Neither do I, and I have 2 in social. That is a 4.
She looks and goes, "Are you trying to rob me?"
Well, I mean, only if it's consensual.
And she starts going off. I was given a freedom in this country, never consent to anything I didn't like, so after all my ancestors got needle for
Remember, kids, only rob people when they consent to being robbed.
A good pirate never steals another person's property. Alright, well, it was worth a shot. Okay, let's,
Sheriff, can you do anything about this?
Sheriff rubs his temple and goes, "Trouble is now, at this point, it's no longer a crime scene. Now it's a civil protest, which means they gain rights, which means we have to have the right to break up an illegal or unbased protest, which means we need to get a judge here from at least a city or higher. At least we're not too far from Old Fort. It means... All right, hold on. And the sheriff gets up, and he goes to Strawberry Jane and goes, "Do you mind if I stand here just to speak to everyone a moment?" She goes, "No!" He goes, "God damn it." And he begrudgingly wades halfway into the river so both sides of the river can hear him, but even then he's too far for you to hear super clearly, and he goes, "Okay! It's gonna be blocked till nightfall, so we recommend y'all get back to where you need to be." You hear like a whole bunch of boos. I know. Lots of money lost, lots of effort lost, but until we get the judge here, we aren't able to disperse the legal protest. You hear people going, "Legal protest!" And there's like a lot of rowdiness, and he goes, "Okay, easy. I know, but these people have rights." And then somebody goes, "Right! More like wrong!" There's a couple kind of chuckles, and there's more people coming in like, "Screw this asshole! Lock him up! Detain him!" And there's like, now the crowd is starting to get rowdy, and the sheriff's going, "Okay, easy now.
Can I... You know what? I'm gonna stand up too.
You're gonna join the protest.
Well, no. If we all work together, we could probably move this protest, a couple of meters the other side of the bridge.
People don't even hear you, but they just start cheering.
Let's get our pushing hands together and just push this wagon onto the other side.
And everybody starts cheering and getting together. At this point, the Forest Service and the sheriffs and everybody starts getting together. And some people from the crowd start gathering. The sheriff's stopping them. And Strawberry Jan and the Strawberry Clan are all there in the middle, while Strawberry Bob's bellow into high hell, detained to the side. There's a whole massive ruckus. And then you hear, "Hold on, just one moment." And you can see, like, there's some people who must be traveling soldiers because they all, like, salute. And you can see a motorcade is here, like a number of very pristine, well-made wagons, all bearing Friedland's insignia. There is a clinking of a door with a bunch of guards, and you can see the regalia of what, by rank alone, you have to assume is the president of the Friedlands and vice president.
Christ.
Just when I was getting a good
This is escalated. This has escalated a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking behind me like, are we still moving? Are we still pushing this thing?
No, son, get over here.
Ugh, fine.
President stands up and starts speaking and goes, "Excuse me, friends. We were traveling to a destination to which we had a meeting and found ourselves inconvenienced in what seems to be the problem."
Waiting for the sheriff to give him the rundown. This is going to be gold.
So the sheriff walks up, he starts explaining, and then immediately Strawberry Jan and Strawberry Bob walk over and Strawberry Bob lurches over at the edge of a tree he's chained to and goes, "Ah!" Yelling. Strawberry Jan walks over with the whole clan going, "We have a right to not have our property." And it's one of those things where the president is doing the whole nodding and hearing everyone talk, and then finally, when everything calms, he stops and just goes, He mumbles something to a few of his Secret Service members. They all nod. You see, like, with the Freedlands, like, insignia, but otherwise, like, black-plated armor. There's a bunch of, like, black plate with gold trim. They're all walking around talking to people. And then one of the Secret Service members walks up to Sun and goes, "Would you like to serve your country?"
So if I had a country, you know, I'd say yes.
"When I give you the nod, would you be willing to fire a singular shot into the air?"
Oh, with pleasure.
"Wait for my signal." Okay, nods.
All right.
You see a bunch of them come back, and then everyone's basically waiting. And then the Secret Service member gives Sun a nod.
And he goes, "Yee-haw!" And he fires.
Everyone's kind of confused. And then one of the Secret Service member goes, "Shots fired! President under threat! Under legal order subsection 2-3, we hereby order the roadway cleared for national security." And then there's a clamoring, but then the crowd just overwhelms. You see all the deputies start arresting everyone there who's on the bridge. The crowd just starts shoving this thing out of the way. And one by one, there's people who are just on wagons who start waving people across. You guys are front and center, so they clear your wagon. Another one goes by, another one goes by, another one goes by, another one goes by. And the president just looks to you, son, and goes, "Did the right thing."
Well, sir, it's my honor to be a threat to national security.
And the motorcade crosses the bridge, and finally everything's clear as you see there's like a jail wagon coming in, and they're all reading the rights as to all these people as they're being hauled in.
Nice.
Well, I sure hope they don't go too hard on them.
Anything else before you guys can move on?
No.
Well, can I just say, when
go.
the president's talking to Gabe, I was expecting, like, "Thank you for serving your country. You take 5 damage for life drinking." Just
Oh my god.
So by now it's the late afternoon, getting close to supper. You guys expect you're going to get to Old Fort just as doors close, and you're going to end up having to spend a goddamn extra silver for this trip. But you have cleared Strawberry Bob's blockade and made your way onwards to Old Fort.
Nice.
And that's our show.
That had so many ups and downs.
So you can follow us here for more shenanigans at twitch.tv/Mr. Croden. You can check this episode and other ones once they're uploaded at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. And if you guys want to play this game for yourselves, you can go to bloodwine.fandom.com and play a fully functional version of the rule set. As for the rule book, I'm getting arbitrarily close to an arbitrary internal deadline, which means things are moving forward at an arbitrary rate. So I guess that's news.
Yay, arbitrariness.
Arbitration.
If you want to see more of my shenanigans, I'm playing Halo 2 tomorrow with Cam, my buddy. And we're probably going to be finishing that and moving on to Halo 3. And as always, on Saturdays, Will and I just started up Fable. And that's going to be great. I'm going to try playing with the controller this time to maybe die less.
There's a lot of games that work well cross-platform, and there's a lot of games that are built for a specific controller thing, and like
Fable was Fable was one. So thank you everyone for watching. As always, thank you very much for all your support, and we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Next time.